Yeah, in this video, I want to share my development workflow and also my local setup, how I do agentic development work. I don't know about you, but if you do agentic work, you tend to work on multiple projects in parallel. As one agent is working on the tasks you gave him, you have enough time to work on another project. And in the past, I used VS Code with multiple VS Code windows basically to work on it. But yeah, I was not really happy with that because window management is very crazy, chaotic. So you always have multiple VS Codes, multiple browser windows, and in the browser multiple tabs. So for me, it was very stressful. I'm on a Mac. I know there are better window managers on Linux, but I'm on Mac. I'm used to work on Mac, and this is my environment. And I was looking for a new alternative to actually do my agentic development work that brings me calmness and focus. And I'm happy to say that I found it, and I want to show it. Basically, do a demo how I do my development work every day. Let me switch to the screen. So I use iTerm2. So this is iTerm2 on my Mac. Sorry that the characters are a bit small, but it's not about the contents, it's more about the general setup, how that works. So I use iTerm2, and what you see, and that's maybe a bit strange to see, there is a browser in iTerm2. So iTerm2 has now an iTerm2 plugin, a browser plugin. So within your iTerm2 window, you're able to actually create a browser tab or a browser window. And this allows me to have exactly what I have in one tab on the left side, right? So here, for example, is my Claude Code session. Here is my terminal where I can, for example, start my PnPm dev, for example. And here I have whatever window, a terminal for whatever I want to do. And on the right side, I have my browser window. So this is now one development workflow I'm working on. And then a second one is the product we are working on, which is NodeHive. I can start Claude here if I want to. This is typically on the left top. I have my agent. I can run Codex. Here I have the terminal again. I can check the Git status. And here I have the browser windows. Sometimes I even work on the same projects in multiple times. So this is a module we are working on. And then, here are the documentations I have in a separate window. I work on other smaller tools like this preview tool. I work on a CLI. And you see, it's always the same setup. Here is the agent. Here is the output, test output to do whatever I want to do. And on the right side is the browser window. And just to demo that, I can, for example, then say I open up lazygit. So here I can in real time, basically see the diffs, what's going on, what the AI agent is generating. If I don't like it, I can fix it. I can also then, for example, open up VS Code if I want to. So I also can see the git ignore here. So this will be in a separate window. That's fine for me because it turns out that I'm no longer using a traditional dev environment. For me, lazygit turns out to be a very interesting option. I try to keep my changes small. So for example, here I had an issue with the newsletter subscription on my website. So I pointed it out, what is the issue, and then it updated the React Server component or the React Server action. And also I added some stuff to git ignore, so that's perfectly fine. I can test it manually. I can run my QA agents, and here I'm very confident to push these changes directly to production. And so, so this is the setup. I'm very excited to have that now. I tried also the Codex app. Codex app, as much as I like it, it also helps me to work in projects in parallel. But what I like here, I can switch between Claude, I can switch between Codex. I can switch even to a local LLM if I want to. So I'm not in a given ecosystem. This is open source. This is my environment. This is my setup. I can run any CLI tool. I can run any interface which is terminal based and also now browser based. So yeah, this is complete freedom, and also I can organize the screen the way I want. Just one little tip I have: I keep one general tab open just to have a terminal ready if I need it. Most of the time I also run a tool or like a monitoring tool like Lances. So if I want to see why my machine is slow, here I have access to my containers, I see the network, I see the file system and also the processes. So this also gives me some real-time insights what's happening on my local machine. And as I said, everything is in one single window. So typically I have that in focus mode. So on one window, I just have iTerm2, I have my projects running, I have my browser here, and I can with high focus work on multiple projects. I also have a second screen on my left, which I use for browsing websites. One thing I have to mention, the iTerm2 browser plugin is not very powerful. So the browser is quite limited. So for example, I'm not able to inspect it from here. That's why sometimes I need to copy the URL, open up my Chrome browser and do my inspection, or I do the use playwright CLI, for example, so that the AI itself can do whatever it needs to look up inside my browser window. Yeah, so that was my setup, and I'm super curious what you think about it, and I'm also curious how your setup is. So if you can share the way you work, I'm very interested. I found my my destination, my temporary destination of agentic development, and we'll see how things evolve. I will assume that all the big labs come with their own environments. Codex, the desktop app, is one thing. Also, Claude has the Claude Code web UI, now also co-work. I'm a hardcore developer, that's why I like to work in the terminal. And so I'm very happy. If you like content like that, consider subscribing. And until then, see you in the next one.